Alright, so I want to do a quick video on ferro rod techniques. This is just a cheap ferro rod blank that I yanked the handle off and put some Gorilla Tape on, and I got it latched to a more neck knife setup. I just wanted to kind of cover, some techniques include planting your striker your knife like this, and then pulling back on the ferro rod itself and generating a concentrated shower sparks. Another one is holding the ferro rod stationary and thrusting forward with the knife and sending shower sparks kind of shooting into your tinder, and these work really good. Either one work really good with very fluffy, dry materials. My favorite is actually kind of a combo of either, but I only use just the very, very end, and you get a really good little shot of sparks. And doing that conserves the rod as a whole, and that's because I like to save a lot of that material for a more difficult fire starting, like very difficult wet tinders. What I want to do is just kind of show how to light a feather stick with a technique that I've learned. And feather sticks are kind of one of those things that you have to practice on. I am cheating just a little bit. This is pine, and some guys can do this with oak. I think Dave Canterbury did a video on lighting feather sticks with ferro rod, and he had used oak. But for this technique, I'm wanting the very, very, very fine ones. What I like to do is, this one is actually coming out very, very well for what I'm wanting to try and do. But one thing I like to do with feather sticks is, if you have a bigger deal or bigger board, is start off with carving off some real good big ones and generating a flat spot, and then tilt your piece of wood over and start carving on the corners. And say this is a big piece of kindling that you've split down out of a bigger log, and then you're trying to carve feather sticks to start it. And then what you can do is you can start hitting these corners and these little edges, and you can start generating some smaller, thinner, wispy curls. But for this demonstration, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of show this with these first little ones I made. Now what this one takes is you've got to plant your ferro rod firmly in one spot, and you got to work your striker very aggressively. And this really eats the material down, but hopefully I can get this to go. Here we go. Alright, now there are guys that can do this a lot better than me. This isn't a technique that I've worked on a whole lot, lighting feather sticks. I have had to light very wet tinder before. I learned this method from a YouTuber in the Amazon, is where he is based out of, and Amazon, high humidity, constant wet conditions, and I faced that a lot in Missouri. I've had difficulty this last summer because the humidity is just really up there, and trying to get tinder to take a spark has been very difficult, like earlier this spring and stuff. So, anyways, I do want to, caution safety. I was practicing this, and I got myself with my finger, or on my finger with the tip of my knife. It's not real bad, just kind of caught me a long scratch. But anyways, practice makes perfect, and always remember your your safety. You don't want to hurt your fingers and stuff, especially in a survival situation. But anyways, I hope this helps somebody, and this is definitely a technique that I need practice on too. So until next time.